Hello, Bricks here. Today we're going to do a walkthrough on how I build some landscaping. Just a basic walkthrough coming up right now. So just starting off, most of these pieces come from the Mega Construx 480 piece Pro Builder tub. It's also a 790 tub that comes with very similar pieces. I'll leave links to those where you can get them from Amazon or Walmart. I use personally a 20 by 20 stud base plate. I just get these from Amazon and Walmart. They do warp when you build on them. I haven't found anything that hasn't yet, but that's all personal preference. You can put whatever base plate you want to use. But starting off, I like to just lay out kind of the idea that I have going on, where I want all my larger terrain plates to end up. For this one, I kind of want to do a transition. So I'll have sand in the one corner and then my grass will fill in the rest. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of get going and so now that my outline is pretty much complete of where my transition are, I can start actually thinking about how I want to use pieces that have nice angles to try and make it have a more natural look. I usually just kind of mess around with it like this and kind of try and figure out where I actually want stuff. So I like something like that, but now I need to support all the edges around here before I can actually put that piece in. One technique I do use when I am planning out sometimes is I'll actually just build all around the outsides of these pieces, and I just stick a big piece right down wherever it fits or wherever I think it should go. Now it can be hard to get it on. Now we're starting to get to the point where I like to start trying to play with levels. I add pieces to the bottom, just a single plate, to raise it up a little bit, and you get different heights. Just makes it look a little bit more natural. You can also do it the opposite way with two plates and just have it drop down a little bit. So a lot of this is actually just trying to think of what would look good. And trial and error. I kind of think this would look nice if it was raised here, so. Now if I get into a situation where I just have this single stud here missing, all I really do to cover that up is just put some sort of plate in there. I'll maybe mess around with what area I think it looks best in, or what type of plate. But that gives you a rough idea of how I do the sand at least. Now I'm moving on to the grass area. I kind of want to build a little bit of rock built up here and just have this slope down. So I'm actually going to start with this plate. I'm going to kind of do the same thing I did earlier. So for this time I'm going to try and leave some edges and not have so much exposed. Now this side will be the rock side, and we'll transition to grass on this side. So on this side, I could start putting my grass. This is where slants come in nice. And you can kind of think about, when you have gaps here, about putting a stud underneath there, like there used to be ground there and it fell down. One of the things I like to do when I'm transitioning between grass and rock is try and have the transition on angles. I just feel like it adds a little bit to it. Sometimes I just add a little plate just to uneven it out, make it look a little bit more natural. I'm just kind of trying to figure out where I want my placement of this kind of rock boulder I'm building. Now to get the whole thing a little bit on a different level, I can actually build up the bottom of this just by one space. Now you don't even have to use every stud for this either. You can skip some, you just need it to be strong enough. And then anywhere it actually meets up with the grass, you can build that up too with a grass plate. I think that should be good enough for what we are doing. I can build up with grass on the outside as well as an option. Even just changing the grass on the outside makes it look a lot more natural. Okay, so now we're basically just evening out our grass. Now if we get spots like this, it doesn't look the greatest. So I just put a plate in there. Or you could have actually raised this piece up, but putting that in there makes it look a lot nicer. Again, transitioning rocks with a slope piece. Sometimes I just put filler pieces in a different color. It doesn't really matter, you're never seeing them. Now this piece doesn't really have very much support, so I'm just going to add a small plate and just a piece in there, just so it actually holds in nicer. I just got a little gap in here to fill up. And then we just finish off in here and pretty much just fill it with whatever fits. It's like 2 2x2s. Now we basically just check. I kind of feel like this would look better if it was higher up. I'm just gonna open it up. Put even a single 2x2 on it. Maybe move that around. And there you have it. That's kind of the basic building. You can see it does warp a little bit. Got a little bit of the rock in there. Got a nice transition. You can see I usually like to have grass above the sand. The only thing I'd maybe change is around here. Not overly happy with that. But for the most part, you get the idea. Even just adding a piece like that just makes it a little bit smoother. Doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. But yeah, that's basically how I do these. If you like this video, please leave a like. Check out some of my other content. Check out my Instagram. Links will be in the description. And hope you guys have a good day.